Otakuans, Merry Christmas and welcome back to another news update we got for y'all today. It is the Christmas season. I hope y'all are spending time with your family and getting some anime in because that's what we come here to do. We got some major news updates for you today. Past few weeks we haven't been hitting y'all, so I got quite a few things for you today. So be sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment, ring the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our future episodes. Let's get started with it. So, today's news is kind of a jumbled up of Game Awards that just recently dropped, Game Awards 2025. There's only a couple things on here that I got for Game Awards, things that I'm very excited about and I know are very popular, and Jump Fiesta announcements. Now, the Jump Fiesta announcements are really just announcements of new shows that are coming out later in 2026 or early 2026 or later 2026. And usually we knock those out with our upcoming animes anyways when we do those videos. However, it was Jump Fiesta, so I'm going to cover a few of them today for those y'all who are excited about some new shows. As y'all can tell, it's pretty empty behind me because I'm moving. Whoop, bah, 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 I'm moving. So if you see in our next videos boxes and then one random day I'm in a whole brand new room, it's because I moved. So bear with me there. You don't have any of the fancy stuff. It's going to be less than this if we do another couple more episodes before I move there. So starting off, the time I got reincarnated as a slime is going to be coming out. Its next season is going to be five whole cores, five parts, and it's going to be 50 episodes. Now, y'all know me. I've said it before. Reincarnated as a Slime was quite literally the anime that got me into isekais, that got me into that stuff. It was a show that I put off for a while too. David had to like really talk me into watching this show because I was just like, I don't want to watch no dude as a slime for however long. But then I watched the show and I absolutely loved it. Sleeping on that one. So five whole cores, they're stretching this thing out. I don't know why. Like, what I love reincarnated slime, but like, if you're just gonna do that, just like make it five seat. Like I get it. Maybe hopefully the cores, the between each core is gonna be shorter than normal season, but like 50 episodes for five cores, you could literally just make seasons like a normal human being. But instead, they choose to do five cores. It is what it is. From Game Awards, the two things that I put on here that I'm super hype about is we're getting two new Star Wars video games. One, we're getting the new pod racing game, which I love because if those of y'all who are in your 30s like we are and remember the old school pod racing game from back in the day, that was goated. I mean, you literally brought your friend over and you made bets on this game. This is like playing your friend in 2K or playing your friend in Madden. Like pod racing was it when it was in its prime, and you're like, hey, we're gonna bet on this pod racing game, and we go. This was Mario Kart. While Mario Kart was still kind of going on, this was the Star Wars version of it. So they're coming out with a new pod racing game. Super excited. Those and the next one I'm really excited about because I've been loving all the Star Wars games that they've been coming out. The single player ones where it's you got Cal Kestis, running around, remnants of the Empire, everything like this. This one is going to be Star Wars: Fate of the Old Republic, and I want to I wish I had like confetti poppers because it has been so long since we've had an Old Republic video game that's come out. Now, a lot of people, for those of y'all who are big Star Wars fans, a lot of y'all have seen I think it's like 47-minute mash clip together on YouTube with all the Old Republic cutscenes put together. And that's probably some of the best animated Star Wars I've ever watched. You can make that its own show. But those were all clips taken from Old Republic games that the game itself wasn't that good. However, the graphics weren't good, but because they were animating short little, cinematic clips, the animation was a lot better. And so they clip mashed those together and made like a whole little mini series out of it. And absolutely fantastic. So I'm super excited for it. It's going to be a single player game where you're running around in the Old Republic, and I cannot wait for that. Kaiju number 8, its final arc is in production. So Kaiju number 8 is wrapping up pretty fast. Obviously, we're getting down to the last few battles with number 9. Spoiler alert: the show's been out for a minute now, so that's on you. It is what it is. My Hero, this is from Jump Fiesta. My Hero has having a special episode that's coming out called More, and it's going to be covering the last couple chapters of My Hero Academia, which is about 8 years later when they're all adults in after the war and everything like that, and what Deku and Class 1A is doing as adults. Most of us kind of already know, but they're going to animate an episode for it just so we can kind of get it to see in live action. I do like it. I don't. David maybe can find the clip and throw it up there. I do like the people are comparing Deku to Tony Stark because there's a shot of him hopping out of like a super fancy black car with a briefcase and a suit on, like coming forward like the car sideways. He's coming out of the car, and they did the exact same clip with Tony Stark. I don't know if that's a legit clip from the show, but it looks like it. But they're comparing him to Tony Stark because Tony Stark did the exact same thing, which I thought was pretty awesome. Devil May Cry. Devil May Cry season 2, May 12th. I'm super excited. We finally get we're gonna get Dante and his brother. We're finally getting down to the wire. The things that the best parts of the video game we're finally gonna be getting on May 12th. Obviously, this is a Netflix show, so for those of y'all who haven't seen Devil May Cry, they're gonna drop the full season, just like they did the first season, because it's a Netflix show, but it's a absolutely great show for those of y'all who like the Devil May Cry video games. Another thing from Game Awards is Bethesda did confirm that Elder Scrolls 6 is in development. So Elder Scrolls has been going on for a very long time. Think about it like it's kind of like the Elder Ring, video games, those type of MMORPGs. So they're developing Elder Scrolls 6. I think the last time I played Elder Scrolls was like Elder Scrolls 3 and 4. Like, I ain't caught up. Though some of y'all are big Elder Scrolls fans. Maybe this will be the chance if I ever get the time, which I usually don't have the time. Maybe I'll try to replay or relook into some of the lore so I can play number 6. Um, Something I talked about a long time ago, a Naruto theme park that's in France that they've been building for years now, which I talked about this a long time ago. They're finally opening it in 2026 in France, and it's going to be called Konoha Land. So for those of y'all who are, I know we have some viewers that are overseas, so those of y'all that can, take a little car ride or a boat trip over to France to look at it, even some of our American viewers that got the bands and want to go to a Naruto theme park. They already got one in Japan, but one in France would probably be pretty cool too. So check it out. It is opening in 2026. This next one is kind of BS. I mean, it's BS all around, but their reasoning is BS because I know what they're trying to do. So a Japanese agency, and because I did some digging, a Japanese agency that represents over 400 plus Japanese voice actors is now partnering with an AI company to produce its dubs now, right? The goal, they said, the goal is to protect VAs or voice actors from unauthorized uses of their voice in AI while still allowing the actors AI if they give permission to do it. I think, another hands up moment, that they're just trying to save money by not hiring English voice actors because they have to work with their subsidiaries. If that voice actor is working for an agency who hires and represents VAs, then they're going to be directly or indirectly linked through third party agencies through English voice actors, and they don't want to pay English voice actors anymore. And they're going to try to use AI to save money. That's just me. But apparently AI is coming up. AI is on a come up. It is what it is. I mean, we saw it. We saw it coming from a mile away. Just when Skynet hits, just have a bunker, I guess. Um, Now this is dumb Star Wars news because I think it's hilarious, and I saw it all over the place for whatever reason because I guess the people that write these articles are not actual Star Wars fans, but they said new lore, which it's true, like new lore has dropped about it, but we already knew this. New lore dropped that suggested that Count Dooku was actually planning to overthrow Emperor Sidious, right? Or the Dark Lord Sidious, and so it makes us look at his death from Anakin in a different light. First of all, we already knew he was trying to kill Sidious. We knew he was trying to take over and become the new one because if you're a true Star Wars fan, one, if you've watched the Clone Wars, you already knew that. Dooku talks about it in Clone Wars. But two, before Clone Wars even dropped, there's literally talk about how there can only be two, a master and an apprentice. And then Dooku already knows who uh, Lord Sidious is, who the Sith Lord is, and still tries to make Anakin his apprentice and him become the master, which means he would have to kill his master, which is literally what Sidious says is the Sith way, is to raise your apprentice kills you, that apprentice takes on a new apprentice. That's the cycle of Sith and everybody was losing their minds about like, oh, now I don't feel bad about Anakin killing him. I didn't feel bad in the first place. What do you mean by that? Like I didn't care. Like yeah, he didn't do it the Jedi way, but Dooku was a master manipulator. Like a master manipulator. He wasn't as powerful and that's what got him killed, but like he was a master manipulator. And he was literally he started the War of Geonosis. He and proceeded to get royalties out of that entire war. He created him and um him and Qui Gon Jinn were talking about they're the ones that made the clone troopers. Like, I mean, these people would have taken over the world if he could. So I think that's quite hilarious that a lot of people in the comments that I was reading had no idea that Dooku was planning on becoming the new Sith Lord. And I was like, brother, you need to rewatch Star Wars. So next up, Godzilla X Kong Supernova has confirmed that its enemy is going to be, wait for it, Space Godzilla. And I love it. And I can't wait for it. One thing I hope they do with this movie is I hope they kind of make Kong like have Kong sit a back seat on this one. And the only reason why I'm saying that is because a lot of the Godzilla X Kong movies, Kong has more screen time than Godzilla. And then a lot of the monsters that they're fighting are usually only Godzilla threats, like they're Godzilla antagonists or his enemies, his villains. And then Kong is getting more screen time fighting these villains than Godzilla is himself. So I'm hoping that um, I'm hoping that we give Godzilla a little bit more screen time, and I'm all about it. And this is on the eve of the Monarch series coming out in January, which I already told y'all about in one of my last news updates. That season 2 for Monarch or season 3, I don't remember. Either way, the new Monarch season is coming out on Apple TV in January. Now, to do more ranting about Star Wars for half a second, to show my blatant dislike for Disney Star Wars, Mark Hamill has confirmed the reason for his death in the Last Jedi, in the newest trilogy series that came out. And in an interview, he said that it's confirmed that he died from the overuse of the Force. So he used the Force too much, and it made him disappear. And his comments were, don't you think that if overusing the force could be fatal, that Obi-Wan or Yoda or anybody would have said, use it in like try to use it sparingly. Don't use it all up at once. And showing his blatant dislike because he doesn't even like the trilogy, the final trilogy series himself, which he said multiple times. So the fact that now I have the understanding that literally the only reason why Luke died is from overuse of the Force shows completely my blatant dislike for those final trilogy movies with Rey Palpatine because her last name is not Skywalker. You can't just take that. You didn't earn it. All right, Wesley Snipes. I know, complete 180. Wesley Snipes has broken the Guinness Book of World Records for the longest career as a live action Marvel character. So, with his debut in Wolverine or Deadpool versus Wolverine or Wolverine versus Deadpool, whichever one you like better, um, with his debut there, he had finally now broken the record for longest living and career as a live action Marvel character. So, congratulations, Wesley Snipes. Don't go back to prison for tax evasion. Um, I want to mention something. I want to mention the Steam machine. I want to mention the Steam machine. I'm dropping bags on it. So for those of y'all who don't know, there's a new console coming out, but it's technically not a console. It's technically a PC, but it's also a console, and it's going to be called the Steam machine, and it's quite literally going to be what Steam is on our computers, but and small enough so that you can hook it up like a normal console to your TV and play it, or hook it up to monitors and use it a as an actual like computer and use it the way a normal computer would be used because it's ran off of components for PCs. um, yeah, I'm dropping absolute bags on that because the more I've been getting into video games and online gaming a little bit more, the more I realize like if I want to play a certain game, like when Helldivers first came out, I have to sit up here and do it. I couldn't play it downstairs. Now that it's on Xbox, I could go play it on Xbox. But guess what? If I go to play Helldivers on Xbox, my progress does not transfer from Helldivers on Steam to Xbox, which means I would have to start over completely from the beginning from Helldivers. Like for um, 40K, right? Space Marine 2, same thing. And there's a lot of games, and there's a lot of PlayStation games and different games that I really want to play that that I watched gameplay on that aren't on Xbox, and I would have to sit up here. And for those of y'all who know me, I don't really sit at my computer all day. I'm not the type to sit here and play video games on my computer because I wouldn't say it's uncomfortable. I just don't want to sit in a gaming chair and play staring at screens. I'd rather be sitting on a couch, lazy. I got an Xbox in this room that connects to the TV right there, but I can at least sit on the couch and relax. So Steam Machine is going to be coming out. I think estimates, like at first they said it was going to be like $1,000, and you're like, okay, that's great. Then next they said it was going to be like $5,000, and then they said actually it's going to be between like $2,000 to $4,000 because it's going to be priced like a, I think they said average gaming PC, not like high end, not low end. It's going to be priced as average. So we don't have the confirmed price yet on what exactly the price is going to be. But when it does come out, I'm probably going to sell all my Xboxes and get a Steam machine, 100%. Because I know for a fact that the games that I care about my progress, like Destiny, I can transfer Destiny 2 progress from Xbox to Steam and be completely fine. I would just have to rebuy packs again, and I'll do it. So I can at least play whatever it is. So I'm all about it. Last thing I got for y'all, just some quick speed rounds on what's coming out or what Jump Fiesta has announced is coming out in the future. Just some quick ones that we liked, but again, we will cover these when like right before the season that it's about to come out. But JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 7 Steel Ball Run is airing on March 19th. Hell's Paradise Season 2 is confirmed for next year. Sakamoto Days Season 2 is confirmed for next year as well. Gintama movie is in February 13th. Gintama's making a comeback. They also said they're going to try to start the show up again, so we'll see about that. And then we got Mashley Season 3 is supposed to be airing in 2027, which I think is kind of far out there for Mashley, but maybe they got some scheduling conflicts or whatever's going on. But that about wraps it up for our news, everybody. I appreciate y'all for sticking around. Be sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment down below, ring the notifications so you don't miss out on any of our future episodes. If there's something I missed, something you want to talk about, some big news update that you're really excited about, go ahead and throw that down in the comments. Let us know so we can get to you in orderly fashion. We love you. We'll see you in the next one. Peace out.